And recording.
Perfect. And hey, Connor.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. I'm so glad that you're able to make it. Wow, we got a
Yeah,
really
it's been a
good
while.
today. This is awesome. Unable to start the recording. Hold on a second. So, Michael, I'm just going to give you permissions, which I thought I did. I'm not sure.
I'm
Was
already.
it?
I'm recording here.
Oh,
Um,
you are recording. Okay, amazing. I
it's
wasn't
it's all
sure.
good.
Okay, perfect. I'm really glad that we got this going. So, welcome everybody. I am so happy that you're here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm just like curious where everybody is from. Feel free to pop it into the chat. I'm just explaining how I'm in the Esquimalt area right now. So pop in the chat where you're located because I see a lot of new faces slash new names that are here. And I'm just curious where everybody's from. Okay, Vancouver, North Van. Amazing, amazing. Do we have someone from Costa Rica here? There we go. Diamante Valley, let's go. The West End, North Van, Vancouver. Okay, so mostly West Coast vibes. Love it. Pemberton, right. Amazing. Love it. So as everyone's still coming in, and Michael, feel free to admit people in as they're kind of going so we can get this party started. But yeah, welcome everybody. It's another Monday of Conscious Investing Community. So whether this is your first time joining us or you've been here for a few months or years, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I just wanted to thank you for spending your Monday evening with us. I know that it's beautiful outside for those of you who are in the West Coast right now, but you're investing in yourself. And so I'm really grateful that you're here. For those of you who are new, don't know me, my name is Alexis Kavanaugh. I am a realtor, an investor, a nervous system facilitator, as well, just someone who's been like absolutely passionate about the introduction of conscious investing, regenerative real estate, and also just building communities where people can thrive. And this community was basically born from the simple belief that investing isn't just about growing wealth, it's about helping shape the future that we want to live in. And some of our conversations are quite practical, some are inspirational, and tonight is going to be both. So I'm just curious, what brought you here tonight? So just type it into the chat. Like it can be one word, it can be about the real estate component of it, the investing component of it, community, it can be the regeneration aspect as well. It could be Costa Rica. I'm just curious, what brought you guys here today? Like, what was your reasons? Oh, I love that regenaissance. I think I heard that at Tony Cho's Regeneration Generation Summit this last weekend. Love it. Investing abroad. Okay. Hollows, yes. Got some Hollows fans in the group here. Love it. Just supporting Hollows, supporting and building a world that's more healthy and thriving. I love it. This is all that this is music to my heart and to my ears. And as you know, I'm a huge supporter of the vision and the mission and bringing great people together. Hence why all you guys are all here. And so before we dive in, just a few quick announcements as well. First of all, if you have been enjoying these Monday conversations, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to our new YouTube channel. I have had the incredible support from Michael Kraus, who is on the call right now. And I just wanted to thank him so much for helping us. He is the founder of the Awaken app. Many of you know Michael from the previous session. And so behind the scenes, he has been just an incredible support for our community and helping these webinars possible and for uploading them onto our YouTube channel. So I'm just really deeply grateful. If you haven't heard of Awaken, it's going to be on our YouTube channel as well. It's already there. And it's a personal growth platform that brings together guided practices, teachings, and community focused living just more consciously. So if you're looking for another resource with your growth journey, I really encourage you to check it out. I don't know, Michael, if you wanted to pop on for a quick few seconds and share everybody with your app.
Well, thank you for your kind words, Alexis, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here every Monday evening and serve you and serve the community. And last week we had an introduction to Awaken, and because of some Zoom technical issues, I don't think many people showed up. And so, if you're really interested, go back into last week's recording. Um, just briefly, Awaken is reinventing the alarm clock. It's one of the most untapped digital real estate markets, or the most untapped digital real estate market in consumer technology. And what we are aiming to transform the blaring alarm into a conscious waking up experience that allows the user to wake up in greater calm, harmony, coherence, but also being able to send each other inspiring waking up messages that could be from you to your mother or your children, that could be from a A-list artist to their superfans, an influencer to their fan base. And what we're aiming to do is to transform this first moment of the day into greater coherence, because that is going to be the foundation for the rest of the day, with some exponential returns possible. If somebody wants to reach out to me directly, I'd be more than happy to do a presentation, walk you through it, what it means, who is it for. There is a creator economy built within it, so influencers, artists can earn money, and it's a win-win-win-win-win situation, in my opinion, and also a win-win-win, like a $3 sign win for investors. So
Amazing. And we were so grateful that you came on and shared that all with us last week. So for those of you who are able to go onto our YouTube channel and check it out, I would absolutely invite you to. And in the future, we're probably going to have Michael come on again. So thanks so much, Michael. We really appreciate you.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And also, I wanted to start by welcoming my dear friend and client, Amy. A few weeks ago, I guess it probably would have been a couple months ago now, we hosted a webinar about the ever so inspiring vision to restore a historic convent that's in Italy into a regenerative wellness destination. And many of you who were not able to join us, I just wanted to invite her back for a brief update. We have some exciting updates with that. And as well, she's going to be kickstarting and launching her Kickstarter and having a fundraiser this Saturday, which I truly believe this project. And also, I just want to help spread the word. So I'm going to have Amy come on if you would like to share that with us. We've worked so hard together to bring her vision, and I just want you to have the opportunity to share that.
Thank you so much, Alexis. Well, first of all, everyone, I'm so curious to know who here has been to Italy. If you want to pop it in the chat, where have you been in Italy? I want to see in the chat. Who's been to Italy? Venice, nice, beautiful. Anyone else? I'm sure there's a few folks here. Rome, Venice, Olive North, yes. Rome, Tuscany, Venice, Sorrento, Siena, Amalfi Coast. Yeah, that place is gorgeous. Rome, Alexis. Well, we went actually everywhere. Um,
Like literally all the way from the top to the bottom.
yeah, beautiful. So I thought I'd just share a brief update on our Holistica project. And so we are putting together a really beautiful project to reinvent a 40-bedroom, 2.5-acre monastery and land right outside of Rome. It's about 90 minutes from Rome, into a co-living and retreat center sanctuary. This is a really beautiful property, comes fully furnished, turnkey, and we are gathering together folks who either want to live on the property seasonally or come together and live full time, or people that just want to invest and be part of this project, to be part of community and help revitalize an arts and culture sanctuary in Italy. And so we have been working on this project for how long, Alexis? Almost 2 years. And now we are finally at the point in the project where we are taking it off the market, working towards that, and then working towards the final investor group. So, coming up in August, actually, I'm gathering a bunch of the other partners and we're going to go into a retreat for the weekend to discuss what it's going to look like for people to be part of this community, to want to live on the property or be part of it part time. Ian and Michael, it is near Viterbo. So it's about 50 minutes from the town of Viterbo. It's about 60,000 people and about 90 minutes from Rome itself. So I'm actually, I don't know if you can see, this is part of the retreat center right there. And the place is gorgeous. It's a 50,000 square foot building, and it's absolutely stunning. A lot of rooms. There's 40 bedrooms, so a lot of rooms for our investors, our partners, as well as renters, which is a big part of our investment income stream, is having like a hybrid approach where we're going to have renters on the property as well as residencies, and then also Airbnb and retreat guests. So yeah, so if you're curious about this project and you want to learn more, you are welcome to check out our investor deck as well as request a call with me, and I can share all of our financial details and our business plans. Myself, I've been living collectively for the last 15 years. I've started 7 different projects across BC, including a 34-acre eco farm with 7 different partners. So I do have experience with creating communities, and it's changed my life. So, and the investor perks of this project are great. We have preferred annual returns of 4 to 8%, depending on what investor tier you come at. So yeah, that's our project. And if you're in the Vancouver area and you want to experience a little bit of the events and let's just say immersive worlds that I create as an event planner as well, you are welcome to reach out to me and I can send you an invite. It's going to be a Roman god and goddess themed party happening in Kerrisdale here. So I
So
wish you could come, Ian Michael. I wish you could come next time. Next time.
When is it?
Is this Saturday? Maybe you can fly out.
No, I'll be up there. End of the month, I'll come.
Oh, okay. Well, let's connect when you're here. I'd
we
really
can
love
do
that.
another one.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, so thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited. It's gonna be awesome and give everybody a taste of what can happen in Italy and what we can co-create together in community. It's just truly such a blessing. And it's also been such a blessing working alongside you for the last 2 years now. I still can't believe it's been that long, but kind of birthing that vision from our very first walk along the seawall there when you were sharing your vision, and it really just like touched me. So it's been such an honor, Amy, to help you along with this.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Alexis came. We went and looked all across Italy. Did anyone go up to Turin? Did anyone go up to Turin, like the northern Italy part? Yeah. Did anyone check out Damanhur?
No, I really want to
No.
sit down with her. Yeah.
Next time, check it out. It is amazing. It is so
Yeah, it's
amazing.
next level.
Hi, Gary. Nice to see you here, bud. All right. Well, yeah, thanks, Alexis. Appreciate
Yeah.
just having the opportunity to share about the project. So, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I love sharing these projects because it really reminds us that, investing isn't just about ROI and numbers. It's about preserving history. It's about creating places for healing. It's about bringing visions just like this one to life. And it really benefits generations to come. And that's a huge component of the regenerative aspect of it, and it's really gonna really bring us into nice conversation. So, I have been reflecting a lot lately on why this work matters to me so much. Years ago, if you'd asked me about investing, I would have just talked about the appreciation. As you know, I'm a longtime investor, talking about cash flow, appreciation, and returns. And don't get me wrong, that's still very important. But over this past few years, my perspective has really expanded. And I've really come to believe that the greatest investments aren't just the ones that grow financially, they're the ones that can help us flourish as well. And over the weekend, as I had mentioned earlier, I did attend the Regeneration Summit with Tony Cho, and one idea really stayed with me. The future isn't just about being sustainable, it's about becoming regenerative. And that's the difference. That's the key difference. Sustainability, on the one hand, is how do we reduce the harm? And regeneration is how do we leave people and the places and the land and communities healthier than when we found them? And so that idea really deeply resonated with me and what's, really igniting me to continue with this. And I also think that this conversation, another key point before we bring on our main speaker, is that I really think that this conversation couldn't be happening at a better time. And can I just ask a quick question to everyone? Type yes in the chat if you've ever experienced burnout or felt like the world is just like moving faster than you can keep up to it. So like if burnout has ever been a thing for you, or just like, it could be social media is going so fast or technology is going so fast. And if it just feels like life is moving faster than what you'd hope it to. And I'm seeing a lot of yeses in the chat. I think many of us feel that. AI is really changing almost every single industry as well. So information has never been more accessible, but human connection has never felt more precious. And so as AI becomes more powerful, I actually believe that like the things that make us human, that's community, that's belonging, purpose, relationships, that is what's going to become the most valuable asset. So people aren't looking just for somewhere to live anymore. And me being in the real estate industry and helping people find places to live, what deeply resonates is that they're looking for somewhere to belong. And I think that that's one of the reasons that regenerative communities are beginning to emerge all over the world. We were just talking about in Italy and like us being in Damanhur. I was chatting with people in Portugal, like we have Costa Rica, they're all over. And so when you hear the words regenerative community, what's the first word that comes to your mind? Let's type that in the chat. I'm just curious to know. When I say the word, some people might not even know what regenerative means. So, and that's okay. I just want to know okay, I love that. Soil, the land. Anything else what's like one word that comes to mind when I say the word regenerative? Connection, strength, growth, community, culture. I love that. Yeah, amazing. Sustainable. Yeah, for sure. And that's beautiful. And I really want to explore what that can actually look like tonight. And so I'm really excited to welcome tonight's main guest, Ian Michael Hebert, and I have been deeply involved in helping bridge that vision of Holos to life here in British Columbia. And so Holos isn't just about building homes, it's asking a bigger question. What happens when we intentionally design communities around well-being, connection, stewardship, entrepreneurship, and regeneration? So tonight, we're going to explore why regenerative communities are emerging around the world, the opportunity that's currently in Costa Rica right now, the exciting expansion here to British Columbia, why this sector is attracting so much growth and interest from investors around the world, and the financial models behind these developments. So this is where, Ian Michael can see this movement heading over into the next decade. So without further ado, Ian Michael, thank you so much for being here and welcome.
Thank you, Alexis. Thanks for being such a great partner in British Columbia to get Holos off the ground and the journey that we've been on, looking at so many different possibilities and trying to hone in on, you know, what land really is calling for that type of stewardship that you just described, that level of care. So, yeah, I'll share a little bit about my journey of creating Holos and then about what the hopes are for British Columbia. But actually, um, this idea of Holos started when I was a teenager living in Alaska and wanting to recreate aspects of my childhood that felt like very sacred, which was community, growing food, having wilderness and nature around me. But I wanted to do it somewhere warmer. So originally, I wanted to move to Costa Rica when I was 18, and I hitchhiked from Alaska to Mexico. And then I came across the reality of my dreams being bigger than my bank account, and then life took many different turns, and I did an undergraduate degree in eco resort design and development, with the desire to create places that would become educational for people so that um, the experience of tourism wasn't just for recreation, but that people would see another way of living. And I went on to eventually do a master's in psychology, helped rebuild Esalen Institute in Big Sur. And then as I was completing the rebuilding of Esalen in Big Sur, um, Stan Groff, who is one of the founders of transpersonal psychology, he came to me and wanted to build a center in California. But I saw that what his vision was a part of what I wanted to build, which was a more holistic development that included community and farming. And so I proposed Costa Rica or British Columbia. We looked in California as well and made an offer on a hot springs. But one of the Google founders outbid us on the hot springs. So I actually put an offer on a property in the Slocan Valley in BC before starting this project down here in Costa Rica. This was around 2020. And this was a time when I was a lot more social and traveling around. And so I know some of you, Gary and Amy, and some of the folks that are on the call from that chapter of my life when I was spending a little more time in BC. And then most recently, I've gotten to know Daryl, and Shada was here at the very beginning of Holos down here in Costa Rica. And basically what we did was we aggregated 200 acres. We purchased 7 different farms, and they were mostly cattle farms. And so in this area of Costa Rica, the rainforest had at one point been all cut down, and they were using it for cattle farming. And so this idea of regeneration that Alexis is talking about is really part of the heart and soul of the whole project that we have here in the Diamante Valley. So we have 200 acres that we're stewarding. We have a big conservation area along a beautiful 2 kilometers of river with big waterfalls, um, and then a lot of the property looks out at a 600-foot waterfall. So it's a place that inspires a sense of awe just by walking onto the land. And we carry that sense of awe and reverence into the way that we steward the land. So we've planted over 6,000 trees, and then we created a community zone where everybody has shares in the community. And each week, people get food from the fruit forests and from the greenhouses and everything that we've built here. And then we have a retreat center that is operating most of the year. We just closed for 3 months to build a spa and do some renovations, but we've run over 100 retreats in the last 4 years. And that's been like the main revenue generator for the community. There's a lot of therapists that live here, um, families. There was a baby born in November. So, this cattle farm that was, 5, 6 years ago was a cattle farm is now a really thriving, beautiful hub of culture and of healing and of regenerating the land. So we originally had about 40 plots that were for sale, about 2.5 acres each, and most of them are sold now. There's a couple that are left, and people are building houses, and the community is really forming in a deep way here. So now that we've reached a level of stability with our revenue from the retreat center and most of the lots are sold, and I almost have my house completely built, I am reviving the dream of having part of my life be in British Columbia. And also, I feel the call. There's so many people in BC or in Canada in general that would like to live in community that is regenerating the land, that's connected to nature. And so I'm just heeding that call. We also have, a lot of desire in the US for a center to be built, possibly in Colorado. We've looked in Portugal, but my primary focus right now has been this cultivation of this relationship with Alexis and what's possible in British Columbia. So I'll be coming back up at the end of the month, and I'll give you a little presentation about what we're thinking in BC. Um, but but yeah, that's kind of what we've created down here. I'm really proud of what we've done. So much healing has taken place in the land and through the people that have come here. And, Daryl and Shada and Alexis are all kind of, they can be testimony to the power of this place. And a lot of it for me is about listening to the land and the ancestors of the land and the plants and the ecosystem and the watershed, and seeing how can humans live in reciprocity and dance with the land. So that's really been the long process that I've been in, listening to the land of British Columbia. My ancestors in Canada go all the way back to Quebec in the 1600s when the original settlers were there. The Hebert family was part of founding Quebec City. And so I already have these really deep genetic roots in the land of Canada. And British Columbia has a certain magic that has been calling me. And I think a lot of the people that live there have the same mentality around healing and culture and, knowing where your food comes from, knowing where your water comes from, and just the very basic things of life that somehow in our advanced civilization we've gotten further and further away from. I think that more and more people are feeling that call back to, that primary relationship to the elements and to each other. So that's what we'd like to create in British Columbia.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And
I did put that in the
yeah,
chat. So if anybody's curious to just get a little taste of Hollows, I do invite you guys to go there. If you can make the trek out to Costa Rica, you don't want to miss going to Hollows. It is literally heaven on earth.
yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. I spent an hour this midday swimming under a 30-foot waterfall with my daughter, and then got back to my work things. And we're building a spa that is designed around a sacred geometric shape, the seat of life. And we've incorporated all of these different design elements into the infrastructure of the retreat center. And you can feel it. You can feel that the bamboo that, built these beautiful temples that we have came from just down the road, and the rocks came from the river just down the road. And so, yeah, it's a good example of what's possible, and we'll carry that forward into what we do in British Columbia.
Yeah,
So
we're
I'm
really excited.
gonna
I
share.
see Daryl. He's I feel like he wants to say something.
Oh yeah, Daryl.
I
Yeah,
think Daryl's
please.
been there. I don't know, Daryl, if you want to chime in and just give us your experience as well, real quick,
Yeah.
while Ian Michael's
Well,
getting it together.
yeah, I really like the idea of the concept of heaven on earth because it was it hit me in so many different ways. It was the vibration of the land and all of the nature in this gorgeous rainforest with waterfalls, beautiful views. It's impossible not to be awestruck by the location. But then there was a 1 day community event that I was there for. And that's when I just saw the unconditional love that was being shared by a community of, I would say there was close to 150 guests or so in that community. And that was really what gave me the feeling that I found home, that sense of belonging that was referred to earlier. Like I felt like I belonged at Holos. It was what my soul was searching for. It's where I want to retire. It's where I want to bring my children and my grandchildren. And so I'm so excited at the idea of a community like that being built here in British Columbia.
Thank you, Daryl. Really appreciate that. And I just show you, since we've talked so much about the Costa Rica project, I'll just show you a couple of photos here. This is actually when we first built the base camp of the retreat center, and it's been totally transformed since then. This is all mature trees, and actually, this bathhouse just got taken down. This is where the spa is going to go. This building is now a welcome center. And all these hillsides have been like filled up with trees, and it's kind of fun to see this old image, but I need to find somebody with a drone to update it. But this was the original start to Holos in Costa Rica, and this just gives you a little sense of it. This is the view from the Shala. There's a 600-foot waterfall in the distance, and one of the resident houses down there. And so we go all the way from the ridge down to the river, this 200 acres. It's another photo of the land. And this is a dome that has a playground for kids. Um, yeah, and this mostly I wanted to talk about BC today, but this just gives you a little flavor of what we created here and what's possible. So there's our greenhouses. Oh, this is an example of one of the 6 major swimming holes that we have, and that's a really big important part to me is the capacity for people to just very easily get into nature and have direct connection. And Alexis talked about nervous system regulation, and I find that for me, one of the best resources for nervous system regulation is just spending time in nature or by the water. So, and then we're pretty well known for transformative events. This is a ceremony that we have annually in the spring and February with some elders from Mexico that come and bring their medicine. There's a sound bath happening in the temple. This is Nyaka Waterfall next door to the land. Yeah, so just a little, and then this is the spa that we're building right now.
Oh,
Um,
I haven't seen this.
yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's got a sauna and a hot tub and Watsu pools where you can do water massage and a cold
Oh
plunge.
my gosh, that looks amazing.
And then
Look at the
eventually,
architecture. What is it made with? What's the...
it's going to be lime plaster, natural stone. Yeah, a bunch of different elements to it.
That looks
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, when do we expect, what's the ETA on that one?
The goal is to be done October 1st. They're going to be working 7 days a week from now till October 1st to try to get that done.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna go take a trip out to Costa Rica around Christmas. Okay.
Sounds good.
We're gonna have, yeah, we're gonna have my conscious investing community come.
Love it. Let's plan it. And then eventually we have another phase that we're building, another temple, and this
Ooh.
kind of describes all that. But um, I'll share a little bit more about the plan that we have for British Columbia. So similarly, we in British Columbia are looking for something um, around that 200 acres. It could end up being smaller. We're going to kind of adapt the model to what land calls to us. We've looked in the islands, we've looked in the Squamish Valley, Pemberton, and then I've spent a lot of my time in the Nelson area and in the Kootenays, which I have a particular emotional connection to. So it could end up being that there's a holos on the coast and that there's a holos in the interior. It's really like just listening to what wants to happen. But this is a photo from the Valhallas, which is in the interior near Nelson. Um, and really, any of these communities, and Amy can speak to this too, because it sounds like she's been a part of building these communities. They're really like living laboratories. It's like the people that come together, each bring their unique gifts and their magic, and the community evolves out of that. In Costa Rica, what we did was we got $3.7 million in investment. We bought all the land, we built all the infrastructure, and then we sold out the lots. And the investors either had the option to transition their investment into land, into the lots at a discount, or they could end up just continuing to own a part of the whole retreat center and all the infrastructure. And then eventually, if they would like to sell, their portion of the project, they're welcome to. But really, in British Columbia, I feel like the approach is going to be that we're going to aggregate probably half a dozen to a dozen people that really want to see this happen, either as investors or as landowners, and then have a council that makes the decision on moving forward with a site. So I'll be up in end of the month looking at another couple sites that are in the interior, and then possibly come over to the coast. But I haven't coordinated yet with you, Alexis, what that schedule looks like. But that's what my plan is right now. And there's a lot of, kind of, I guess you could call it festival culture. Um, that is emerging in British Columbia. So there's like Shambhala. I might come for the last day of that. There's another festival called Enliven Festival. And a lot of these folks bring one of the cultural elements that is kind of like signature to a holos, which is like music and the arts and all of these different pieces. So um, yeah, I want to deepen in with the community there, and I'll probably attend one or both of those festivals during my time. Um, this is just a further description. And at one point, it was maybe almost a year ago, we put an offer down on a piece of property that was in the Slocan Valley here in Crescent Valley. And after we had put the offer down, we did all the due diligence, and we decided that there was going to be too many barriers from a regulatory standpoint to do the development here. But it was along a beautiful stretch of the river, and so this is an area that we're really targeting and looking at as a good possibility for this kind of community, and the culture of the interior and the Kootenays is really supportive of this. And but Holos as a entity, as a company, as a movement, has the vision of the collective realization of our innate wholeness. And what that basically means is that we don't actually need anything beyond or outside of ourselves. And, we have gotten into a mode in the world where it's all about grabbing your attention and seeking and building, your desire for more. And really, we already came into this world complete. And we just need a little bit of tending and to be part of the network and the web of life. And so, the mission of Holos is to build those places where you really feel held by the web of life, and the way that Daryl was describing that sense of belonging. So we steward the health and well-being of individuals, communities, and our planet's ecosystems. And that's really what a Holos is. So we have our values and our pillars that all lead towards this idea of wholeness. And in British Columbia, when I think about the ethos of what wants to be built there, there's a mythological element to BC and to the mountains there. So storytelling, symbology, ancestral knowledge, honoring of the ancestral people of BC. That's been a big part of our project here in Costa Rica, is bringing the indigenous people that used to live in these lands back onto the land and as stewards, and bringing their arts and their crafts and their knowledge of the plants. And play is a big part of what I see happening in British Columbia. Cultural integrity, regenerative agriculture, and honoring the wilderness. BC has some of the most exquisite wilderness on earth. So, um, this is just a little bit about some of the members of the team and the advisors. Steve Rio, Enfold Institute, they have a really amazing healing center on Bowen Island, right there outside Vancouver. And this just talks a little bit about one of the approaches that we have to the investment. Um, so, as we find the right property, we'll adapt this presentation and deck to how many home sites are possible, and then we'll build the model around, what ultimately wants to be built in British Columbia. So yeah, um, but you're all a part of this. Whatever you're doing, whether you become part of a Holos in BC or come visit down here, I really feel like if you're on this call and you have the desire to, put capital to work in a way that builds a world that we all want to live in, then we're all part of the same mission, whether you help with building the Holos in BC or whether you have your own endeavors. I saw somebody in the chat wanted to start a small business. I think somebody in Pemberton. I hope something of this inspires you to, either become part of what we're building or to take this fire and put it into action in your own life. So, yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing everything, the vision, the story, the passion. I just love it. I love it all. And I'm so excited to be expanding that here to Canada with you. And I just wanted to open it up to the room for anyone, as Ian Michael was sharing. If anyone had any questions, whether it be around the regenerative aspect of it, the investing component, community, location, anything at all. We left a bit of spaciousness at the end here to answer any questions that may have come about. Someone was asking about the retreat center on Bowen.
Oh, it's called Enfold Institute.
Okay, I can put that into the chat.
Yeah, they do really deep ceremonial healing work.
Okay. And Clifford was asking about when booking retreats. I guess it could be the one in Costa Rica, I'm guessing for now, if it's two people
Mhm.
coming. If you're not looking at investing, I guess he's mostly interested in coming to check out the site, which we all should. But
Yeah, sorry, it looks really cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I want us all to go.
And Sergio would probably really love it because it's very natural, holistic. So
Oh yeah, you guys would have a great time.
Yeah, please come down. We have Airbnbs that are available. We have retreats all throughout the season. We're just in the process of shifting our back-end systems and rebuilding the website and getting back onto Retreat Guru, so it'll be an easier calendar to scroll through what retreats are happening. But there's lots of different ways to come visit. We have a number of Airbnbs. We also have a service program where people come for 30 days and 30 to 90 days and support the farm or the retreats and live on site kind of as volunteers.
Amazing. That can all be found on the website.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. And then it also has I'm just having a quick peek right now, the calendar's on there. So if someone was interested in like a specific um retreat, then it could be
Yeah.
found on the website as well.
Yeah. Or you're welcome to give folks my number too, and um, I can chat with anybody about if you have like a specific interest or something that you want to attend.
Oh yeah, I think my other friends came and popped by there yesterday, didn't they?
Oh yeah, that was really sweet. Yeah, they have
I
a
just
place down
remembered, I just
yeah,
remembered that.
we did a little tour of the farm.
Oh,
Uh,
amazing. Amazing. I'm sure that they loved it and I'll hear all about it.
yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna plug in my computer while you guys keep asking questions so I
okay.
don't drop
Yeah,
off.
costs for investing and living for BC. So I can't remember, did we have a minimum like investment that we were discussing before, Ian Michael, on the project?
Yeah. I think we originally were talking about a $50,000 minimum
Right.
for the investment. And then as far as the cost of the lots or the homes themselves, that all has to be modeled based on where we end up building. It's very different market in Pemberton than it is in the interior with Nelson in that area. But the ideal is to find land that, has a low cost basis and the development costs are low enough that it really becomes accessible for a lot of people.
Yeah, accessibility is a really key component to this all. We want to make sure that it's not just for, people that are capital forward, but it's, there's I'm not sure what you call it in Costa Rica, but where people can go and steward the land.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of different, ways that we do that. I mean, we have our volunteer program and all of that, but some of the original lots that we had, which were smaller lots, started at like 50,000 US. And now I think we have lots that range from 150 to $500,000 US. And there's only a few lots left, but we tried to create a system where, there was accessibility for people to build multi-million-dollar houses or smaller casitas. And I just really believe in having like a diversity yeah, of people in a community. So,
But the cool thing also is that so once someone builds their property and when they're not actively living there, we can Airbnb it out, right?
yeah, so we have a system and we manage, if people want, some people self-manage their houses, but yeah, I built a little 12-sided glass house next to a waterfall, and I Airbnb'd that, and that's been really successful. And I'm just finishing building this four-bedroom house, and when I'm in BC, I'll be renting it or letting friends stay here because now I decided that I needed to buy two Maine Coon cats and they're going to need a lot of care. I'll send you pictures at some point, Alexis.
Okay.
They're so unbelievably cute.
Oh
So,
my gosh, I love that. So cute. Can't wait to see. I'm looking forward to the photos.
oh
Um,
wow. Chris is on here too. Chris is an integral part of this whole journey.
oh,
Um,
welcome,
and
Chris. Thank you
he's
for
he's
joining into the call.
Yeah, I
he's a
just happened to catch the thing in the story and thought I'd see if I could catch. Yeah, so
yeah,
maybe at the tail end.
And where
yeah.
are you at today, Chris?
I'm in Nelson, BC at Lakeside Park on the west arm of the Kootenay Lake.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Chris has
brother,
been
it's
he's
Mike.
been in a
It's
homeless retreat.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mike, what was that?
Yeah, that was me. Hey, Chris, it's Michael.
Michael.
Kootenay's Michael. Michael Kraus.
Oh, hey, brother. Hey, man.
Hey, small world.
Amazing. Love that.
Yeah, so any other questions I'm happy to answer. But you can definitely stay in touch with me through Alexis um and yeah. Chris, I hope we get a chance to meet up. I'm gonna come up at the end of the month, so let's make sure to keep our dialogue alive. And I looked into some of the White Lion things and I can update you on that.
So one really cool thing about investing in projects like this, whether it be in Costa Rica or whether it be in the new one in British Columbia, is that the idea of investing in something that is regenerative is something that you can pass along and it's going to be long lasting. It's something that you know where your investment is going. And not only is it going to be giving you some ROI, I'm not saying that it's going to be like, a cash cow or anything like that. But it's nice to know that when you're investing in projects like this, you're investing in your future and you're investing in the future of others healing and the land and yourself. And it's something that and this is kind of deep, but when you're on your deathbed and you're like, what have I done with my life? This is the type of investment that you're going to be proud of. And these are things that I think about long term. I'm a long-term thinker, especially as an investor. In all of my portfolio, I'm very diversified, as a lot of you guys know, and I love investing. But a huge component of investing is where is my energy going to? Because as we know, our finances is our energy. And I know that when I'm going to be investing in projects like this one, like Holos, like Holistica, that it's going to be making a much bigger impact than just my pocketbook. And it's, it's more than also a philanthropy because this is a place that we can all grow together in community. So yeah, so I'd be happy to have any conversations with anyone who's on this call a bit, deeper, and we can always connect with Ian Michael. But please reach out to me first because I know Ian Michael, I know you say for them to reach out to you, but you are so busy. So I think, give me a shout first. I would love to have a quick conversation. And then if it feels like it's a good fit, then I'd be more than happy to pass along. We're also gonna, I think we're gonna be making a trip to Costa Rica. I think Daryl's gonna be down. Give me a thumbs up, Daryl, if you're down. Clifford, I think you're gonna come. Chris, I know we just met, but I think you're gonna come too. And then, Amy, can we get you to come? Can we get the whole crew to come? I think Adam, if you're on the call, you're coming too. But I think it's going to be so much fun for all of us in community to go. Does anyone else have any other? Yes, I know. I love the jungle, she says. Amazing. And so does anyone else have any last questions before we start to wrap it up here?
I just have one more question, maybe for Ian Michael to just describe a little bit the relationship, because what I saw for people that had invested and were living in community at Holos, then as a homeowner living in that community, what I saw was like an ease of use for them with the retreat facilities themselves. That it's like there's times when the retreat facilities and the community is hosting and there's retreats happening, but then it just seemed like that yoga shala, like if it was not being used for a retreat, a
Mhm.
local resident who bought into that community could get up in the morning and do yoga in that shala each morning. Is that
Totally.
something that is really part of the experience of buying and living there?
Yeah, 100%. And we do, suppers and kids' nights, and there's all kinds of different things that are always happening up there. And then we have another community center down in the farm as well. So there's regular yoga classes and um, I don't know, Pilates and meditations, and basically community members or neighbors come in and offer classes that are kind of like donation based. And so, especially in the high season, there's an active, itinerary of different things happening all the time. But yeah, if somebody wants to just go up to the fire pit and meditate, it's totally open. Yeah.
And then there's stewardship, the owners of the holos, or when they buy in, it's almost like a collective stewardship of the land, the collective stewardship of those beautiful waterfalls that
Mhm.
Holos manages. And is that something that involves collective decision making, or how does that work when it comes to making some tough decisions sometimes?
Yeah, there's a homeowners association which has a board, and it's elected by all the members of the community, and so they make the primary decisions. And then there's been times where we would like put out a survey like, what are the rules for the conservation area? And we determined, okay, there's going to be no amplified music, no dogs or pets in the conservation area, and those kind of little decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Mhm.
there's a sense, but it's all done collaboratively. It's a
Yeah.
collaborative process. Yeah.
And then there's like surveys, like what kind of food do people want grown in the greenhouses? So we adapt to what people are wanting. And
It's
yeah,
amazing. It's amazing. Thank you. Thanks for presenting.
yeah, for
Mm,
sure. I
thanks,
really, really
Daryl.
appreciate the invitation, and so many friends that joined tonight. I really appreciate that too.
I really like this video that they put on. Was it Jonathan who did this one?
Oh yeah, Jonathan Giovanni. He's
Yeah.
legendary photographer and videographer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this gives you like a glimpse, just like a little glimpse of what it's like at Hollows. And I love this video that he made. There's also like a really beautiful musicality that goes along with it that accompanies that. But it just has everything that a human needs to thrive.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, find us on Instagram, look us up, sign up for the newsletter. Just please stay in touch.
Love that. Well, thank you so much. And looks like we're nearing the end of our time here. So thank you so much, Ian Michael, for joining us tonight. We appreciate you and the vision and expanding it here to British Columbia. And
Yeah,
so
thank
before
you.
we wrap up, I just wanted to give you a little preview of next Monday because I'm really excited about it. Over the past few months, a lot of people have been asking me about joint ventures, JVs, creative financing, vendor financing, AFSs, agreement for sale, rights to purchase, and various strategies. A lot of different ways that people need to structure real estate deals, even deals like what we're talking about right now, which is getting some land. And if we don't have the capital to support it, what are some creative strategies that we can get the land? So next week, we're going to be diving into these creative partnerships and real estate deal structures. So if you've ever thought, I don't have enough money to invest, or you're really inspired today about this conversation and think maybe you want to do it for yourself, or that like, I don't qualify on my own, there has to be another way. Well, then you really don't want to miss next Monday. We're going to explore how experienced investors think creatively about solving problems through partnerships and deal structures. These strategies aren't magic and there aren't shortcuts, but they do require a lot of education, really good advice, and the right professionals around you. They're often a lot more accessible than people even realize. So I think it's going to be one of our most practical and empowering sessions yet. And so I'd love to end how we began when you joined tonight, when you came with curiosity, your questions, and your ideas. Before you log off, please type one word in the chat that describes how you're feeling tonight and how you're feeling right now. Grateful. Me too. Yeah, you're welcome. Serendipitous. Oh, I love that. Motivated, inspired. Yes. Thankful, grateful, relaxed. Ooh, I like that. Like a nice, like calm nervous system. Exuberant. Okay, we've got some fire in the house too. I love that. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. No, that's amazing. Well, yeah, thank you all for sharing your time. I know Amy's not on anymore. I thank Amy. Thank you, Ian Michael. Thank you, Michael Kraus. Thank you for everyone on the back end who has been helping me form this community and the YouTube channel and the chats that we have. I really think that these are incredible conversations that's needed in our world right now. And I just really want to thank each and every one of you for sharing your time and your energy and your curiosity. And so, without further ado, have a beautiful evening, you guys. Get out there, enjoy the sunshine while we still have it, and I'll see you all next Monday.